Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, and I'm here with Forbes Riley. Forbes is a celebrity fitness guru as well as a television show host. And Forbes, it's great to have you today.
Thank you.
We're here to talk about an exciting new product that you've come out with, and this is a weight loss program called EAT. It's also an online program. It's a book as well as an online program, and this is the journal for what you eat and for what's eating you. Now, I'm going to put this down so you can tell me all about how you came about developing this.
Well, you know, Kevin, people have seen me on television for many years as a weight loss fitness expert, but it came about because most of my life I was 30 to 40 pounds heavier than I am. Wow. And I was a dancer and I used to work out all the time, but I was very much criticized and put down for my weight issue. I was even on Broadway with Christopher Reeve and sent to Overeaters Anonymous.
Oh, wow.
And my mom, God rest her soul, was 260 pounds my whole life. And one of the issues was I understood how to physically work out, but I didn't understand what food was. In fact, when I was a dancer in New York, I used to have a banana nut muffin. Big banana nut, thinking bananas and nuts are healthy, but look at the size of the muffin.
Right, okay.
And I didn't understand the value of food, when you eat, why you eat. So what did I do? I went on diets. Every single diet known to man, from Beverly Hills to Scarsdale, you name it, I've been on it.
Right.
And I found that as soon as I went on a diet, I would get anxious and nervous and I would cheat. Because if I didn't have tuna fish on Tuesdays, I was done.
Gotcha.
So it took me many, many years, and a couple of things happened. One, I ran into Jack LaLanne, and I discovered the power of juicing.
That was a big hit for you on TV.
It was as an infomercial, but more as meeting a man who said things like, if man made it, don't eat it.
Okay.
And I started to wake up and said, what is the value of the food I'm eating? And one of the things that I did, and I'd love everyone watching to really kind of take out a pen and write this down, is if I were to ask you, Kevin, what the word diet means. For people, it means starvation, deprivation, calorie counting.
It means don't eat, usually, right? Okay.
But that's not the secret.
Right.
In fact, here's what diet means.
Okay.
D-I-E-T.
Right.
Decisions I eat today.
Okay.
So think about this. At every time, everywhere, you make a decision. When the waitress comes and says, what do you want to drink? You can say, I just want water, or you can say, I want alcohol. When the bread comes to the table, you can say, I don't want to eat it because it's right there. When dessert comes, you might want to say, hey, I don't want that, or please cut my portion in half.
Or one of those big frappuccinos that's got all the calories in it at Starbucks, right?
But for me, it was even worse than that. I was lying to myself. And so I started writing journals. And what I realized many years into this process is that I would take a spiral-bound book and start, I weigh X, I want to lose that. I was obsessed with that concept.
Okay.
Or I would buy those little teeny journals where you'd write in it. And I said, this isn't working for me. And so I sat down and said, what makes it different? So I started to create a full color concept of what it means to write down in a journal. And you should eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. You're allowed to have snacks.
So you get to eat a lot, actually, huh?
You get to eat anything that you want. In fact, the system is you don't tell anybody what to eat. You first start by writing down what you do eat.
Okay.
I mean, I would ask you, how many meals did you have today? I know you started with a protein bar this morning, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
But how many hours did you go? And here's the funny thing. When you start to look at what you eat, the only rule of the book, if you bite it, write it.
Okay.
So think about this. It's 11
That's
o'clock.
pretty simple, though. I mean, if you're truthful to the system, right?
Yes, I'll tell you what, it's challenging.
Okay.
Because here's what happens, and it's like a training mechanism. I used to work with dogs, and the same way you train a dog, you can train yourself.
Right.
Is if there's a brownie on the table, and you say, wait a second, I would like to lose weight. Not that I want to go on a diet, but I can eat the brownie, but if I eat the brownie, I have to write that I ate the brownie.
Okay.
And so you find yourself going, well, I don't want to write that I ate the brownie. You know what, maybe I'll pass on the brownie tonight.
Okay, I see.
And that starts to become your own behavior. This is a 6-week program. Week 1's probably the hardest because and I say be honest.
How do you handle nibblers? I like to do a little nibbling through the day.
Well, but here's the thing.
A bite here, a bite there, right?
Do you ever have cash in your pocket and you forget how much, where'd you spend it all day?
Yes, right.
Carry this book with you.
Okay.
I'm only going to ask you for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Keep a pen and a piece of paper, this. And don't make little pieces
It's
of
simple.
paper.
I mean, if you're really dedicated to losing weight, you just have to carry the book.
Carry the book.
That's it.
So if you're nibbling and you found that, Kevin, you nibbled like 18 times and you nibbled on the M&Ms and you nibbled on the potatoes, and you say, wait a second, I haven't lost any weight, but I didn't eat any food.
Right.
What's uncovered is that you're lying to yourself.
Okay.
And that, for most people, now you're not on somebody else's diet. You get to look at your own diet. And then, think about water. Did you drink enough? One of the secrets to losing weight is actually drinking water and being hydrated enough.
It's good for you. It also kind of fills you up a little bit too, right?
But if I asked you how many glasses you had today, chances are if you're a busy person, you'd never know.
Yeah.
There's a level of honesty. So I've taken hundreds of people through this program. Now you might say that was great if it was just a journal. But the other side of the book is what sets this apart. Because I said here, it's a journal for what's eating you. Now I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of patients in weight loss and in all of this. And I realized that most of us who are overweight have an eating issue, have an emotional, something happened to us. And so without going into great detail or spending years on a therapist's couch, how about we just go, you know, maybe I want to do a small exercise. What makes me happy? And some of these exercises, by the way, they're in 4 color. They're pretty, they're unique, they're different.
And this is also online too.
This is online because you can't always get to a group and do this.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, when you print this out and you follow the step-by-step system, because I've taken hundreds of people through this, you know what happens? Week 1, a little frustrating. Week 2, you go, this is cool. Week 3, you're like, I'm on this. And by week 4, most people I've found have a breakthrough that's life-changing.
That's amazing. You start getting phone calls, I bet, week 4, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I get phone calls, I get emails. I've got a woman named Shoshana who said, Forbes, you know what, I love my body, but actually I love the person I am, but I don't love the body that I'm in. When I finally got honest and realized that I was my biggest saboteur, I got happier and healthier, all because of a journal.
Yeah. You know, I was on your Facebook. You have 600,000 Facebook followers, so you must have a lot of people asking you for advice, and many of them probably want to lose weight, right?
They do, and here's what I try to tell them, is that the traditional way of doing this doesn't work. You cannot go on somebody else's diet. I have people all over the world who eat different kind of food. I have a lot of fans in Egypt and in South America, so I can't tell them what to eat.
Right.
But they pretty much know, and then beyond that, I provide a little bit of education. What's the value of food? You know, even if you're a doctor, you only take 4 hours of nutrition in school.
Right.
So you don't necessarily know what foods work together. Can you name 5 superfoods? Can you
Spirulina. Okay.
Spirulina.
You know, that's one. That's
But
about
I'll
it
tell
for
you what,
me.
when you start to lace some of these into your daily intake and we stop worrying about my diet,
Right.
I'll tell you, you know what changed for me? Is I wear a size smaller than I did in high school.
Wow.
I'm on television. It is amazing.
And based on coming from the genes, your mother was 260 pounds. That's an amazing transformation. So,
well, here, you know, I had a woman come to me, and this is a heartbreaking story. When I grew up is when fast food came in, and every Friday and Saturday night it was McDonald's and Arby's and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Monday through Thursday was TV frozen dinners. We didn't have a lot of money growing up.
and Coca-Cola or those heavy sodas, right?
Well, because that's the good life, and they lie to you.
Yeah.
And so this woman came to me, and she had a set of triplets. And I showed her how to make kale chips. And by the way, it's funny because she looked at me and said, my kids won't eat those. And I said, just stand over here for a second. We took them out of the oven.
I love kale chips.
And her little triplets nibbled on these and they ate the entire tray.
Yeah.
I then showed her how to make a green smoothie. She said, well, no, they're never going to drink that. I said, stop telling me what your kids won't and will do. Because in there is also an apple and a banana, and it's actually sweet. But it's got all the nutrition and vitamins that you need every day if that's all you can do. But then here was a tragic thing that she said to me. She said, you know, my family doesn't have a lot of money. And we went on your program for a little bit. We started to eat better. And then all of a sudden, we ended up having to, our family helped us. We were back to macaroni and cheese. I said, you know what? There are affordable secrets. And I really set out to make this an accessible program for anybody on any budget.
Yeah, and this works for children because a lot of the children today, my 17-year-old, when he was 11, he started getting a belly because he was eating all the fast food and all the crazy stuff after school. So it's for children, for women, but certainly for men too, right? So any level and almost any age, right? It's a universal product.
It's the most unique program when you get honest with you about your food, because you made a decision and you said to yourself, I'd like to look better. How do you do that? And so the options are limited. And again, this deprivation, starvation, diet mentality doesn't work. You have to eat every day, all day.
Right.
So why wouldn't you start to learn to make better choices? And this is just a tool. If you've got 6 weeks, by the way, 6 weeks are going to happen in your life whether you do something or not.
Right.
Wouldn't you like to be in a tighter dress? Your
Not me,
belt,
but that's okay.
Well, but your belt one notch, a little bit in.
There you go.
Have your jeans fit. And then, of course, here's the best thing that comes from being fit and looking healthy. People give you compliments all the time. They say, wow, you look good.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I don't really care what size you are, but do you feel fit? And then, of course, you know, I've got one other little hidden secret that I do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, right. I know. I've seen you on Home Shopping Network with this, right?
I've sold 1.5 million SpinGyms.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, as I sit on your set and I just get to work out, this goes hand in hand. Because
you need movement. You know, you can't just lay on the couch and lose a lot of weight. You've got to get, you know, the engine burning, right?
But imagine if somebody proved to you that in a couple of 5 minutes a day, that you could change your body and again, I'm not asking you to go on a diet.
Right.
There are testimonials on my webpage. If you go to the link below, you're going to see people swearing that 2 or 3 times a day for 5 minutes and no diet.
Okay.
They did do my Eat Journal,
Right.
but they never felt like they were on a diet. And they're all fitter, thinner, happier, and healthier. That is a secret I think that the industry's been waiting for.
Is SpinGym part of the package, or
I might make, well, you know what?
Maybe.
I'll tell you what, here's what I'll do. There's some tips, resources, and special offers down below,
Right.
and I will make it very accessible to anybody watching this.
Right.
So let me ask you a question. Are you somebody like me who struggled with their weight, who says, hey, you know what? I'm tired. I went on the diets and they made me feel bad and I'm still the same size, or maybe I don't eat and I'm even bigger. And especially if you're somebody who works in an office or isn't very mobile, one, I've got a secret that will change your life by getting your metabolism going. But if you give me 6 weeks, I'm going to take you on a journey that I think is going to make you happier and healthier, whoever you are. You're going to get honest with yourself, never go on a diet, and some of these exercises go beyond body changing, they're life changing. Imagine you now come to realize that your family is important, vacation is important, maybe working smarter, not harder is important. Who knew all of that could come from what looks like a simple diet program? Well, I'll tell you what, I developed this from my heart. It took me 3 years to write this. I'm so excited. I've taken hundreds of people through this. My question to you is, what are you waiting for? There's information at the bottom of the screen. You simply go to the website. There's always free goodies. There's great motivation and inspirational testimonials. And I'm always giving away information. You want to come be part of my team and eat? Because I'll tell you what, chances are if you're fighting your weight, it's more than just what you eat. Perhaps it's what's eating you.
And you said something pretty amazing. If anyone out there would like to go to their high school reunion
Yes.
at one size less than they were when they graduated,
Yes.
I mean, let's just say the same size. How about that? Eat can help you get there. And you just have to think of dieting in a different way, right?
Let me share
Say that
something
one
with
more time, the diet. How do you spell diet?
D-I-E-T. Decisions I eat today.
Right.
It's not the food, it's how you eat, when you eat, why you eat.
Okay.
And I, at 55 years of age, and I will be happy to stand here and say my age, why do I do that? Because I'm so proud of how I look now. I didn't have this in my teens. I didn't have this in my 20s and my 30s. One, my gift is to give it to younger people so they can feel better. But I get so sad, Kevin, when somebody says, oh, it's too late for me. I'm going to tell you, I've taken enough people through programs, 1.5 million SpinGyms and hundreds of people through EAT. My goal is to reach anybody who feels that they're stuck and that there's no hope. I get to be their personal health cheerleader.
I like that. And you've made it so easy. You can get the book. It's online.
Yes.
You got, I mean, so simple. Do you have one last person you want to tell me about that has transformed their body?
You know, I have a woman who's in her 80s, and it breaks my, I almost want to, I'm in tears when I say this, because no one had ever really gotten to her. What had happened to her was when she was 15 years old, she'd auditioned for the cheerleader team, and they said to her that she was like a bull in a china shop. And when I put her through the program and she started to spin, her answer to me was that, Forbes, you set me free.
Wow.
And what broke my heart was how many years it took for her to get to that. Let's not wait. Yeah. I know it's never too late. I would urge everyone to do this right now because it's always the holidays. It's always an adventure in eating, whether it's Halloween and candy, or it's Thanksgiving turkey dinner and all the trappings, or it's, you know, Valentine's Day and chocolate. There's always a reason not to. My question is, let's get started right today because you are the reason to do this and you deserve it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say, Forbes, at 55 years old, look at this. You are a product of yourself and your own products. You use your products. Eat is a journal for what you eat and what's eating you. Now is the time. Go to that website right under the screen and the SpinGym. Yep, get that engine burning, right?
You know, it's a simple, wonderful way to do this because I really think that you should get beyond that and live and enjoy your life. And you know what? I know that you do that, and I'm a huge fan of yours. And thank you so very much.
Hey, it's great to be here today. Thank you.